Okay. Okay, here we are. My very first Flat Earth debate conversation live stream. I hope everything is working. This is going to be really cool and really fun. I have some things to show people. And my guest here, Flat Earth Goddess, she has some really cool stuff to show everyone here. And we're going to
Hello.
just get started. Yes, hello, Flat Earth Goddess. Please introduce
Hi.
yourself.
Hey, how's it going? I'm Flat Earth Goddess, Indica. And yeah, I've been a flat earther for like over 7 years, but I've been a truther for way longer than that. And, just always known something was up.
Sounds good. Well, let's get into it. I will. I have a couple things that I find interesting that I will bring up first.
Okay.
Let me get to it. I have all these different buttons I have to press. It's all good. Here we go. Let's bring up the monitor. So, um, this is a small GIF, but I have the full actual source. So what we
Okay,
have
hold on a
here.
second. Because I'm trying to watch. Okay, I can't watch the YouTube and talk to you at the same
Oh
time.
yes. You know what? I have a way to fix that. I think. Is there a way to mute YouTube when you're watching me by any
I
chance?
was trying to figure that out. It's like lagging. Hold on, let me see. I don't see a volume option for this.
You know what? I let me.
Quality, captions, loop video report. Mm-mm.
Let's see. If not, what I could do is I can send it to you in a message because it's just a
Yeah,
yeah, it's just basically a an image.
I mean, I'm on the
Yes,
just put it in the Discord. I'm on the Discord too. And I
good
have my little
idea.
screen sharing thing in the corner here.
So this is the my first piece of quasi pseudo evidence, um, and I'll give context for what we may or may not be seeing here. Um, this is supposedly a sun gravity well. Some people, when I found it on 4chan, were also saying that it's some kind of extraterrestrial or demon kind of thing. But I also found information saying that said in scientific lingo, it's a gravity well, which is because the sun is so big and how how it the gravity of it all around it. You know how it the globe earthers theory of gravity. Everyone knows that even if you disagree with it. I guess that's the best way to put it. So by the sun, the gravity is so intense it creates these wells, like these masses of gravitational force, basically a force, and then it the pressure I'm sure builds up. I don't know exactly what's happening because I'm not a scientist, but I can only assume that it gets so big it's unstable, and as you see, it blasts away. And I think if you want to put it on human terms, like from the frame of a human scale, it would be driving a truck very fast, and then braking, and then standing in front of it when that truck the truck stops right in front of you. Say you could theoretically get that figured out. you would feel force. You would feel it pushing. I feel like that's kind of the same concept going on here.
Okay, I have a question. Where did this footage come from?
I will send that to you. I have to just get the message. I will send you the full video. I got it from NASA's website, to put it short. I got it from
All right,
NASA's website.
you already kind of lost me a little bit on the
I knew,
credibility
I
there.
knew, I knew you were gonna say that. It's all good.
Okay, well, since you got it from NASA, then that definitely confirms my suspicion. Um, Honestly, I think it's some footage that has been manipulated to look a certain way and they've gave some crazy explanation to it. I mean, I don't even, first off, what is this put, what are they saying this is, and how does this have to do with the shape of the earth? Okay, this is something happening to the sun supposedly, right? But you know what it really looks like? It really just looks like a sperm and an ovary. An egg. It looks like an egg. It looks like a sperm and an egg. That's what it looks like. Some under the microscope footage of a sperm and an egg. So, I mean, I don't know. They do this kind of thing. You know, they take footage from other things or pictures from places and then they doctor them up and then they make it say that it's some other crazy thing. But still, even if it is, they're saying this is footage of the sun.
Correct.
And what do they think is happening to it here?
Well, here's the thing. I don't know what they said is going on here. This is some more I'll give you some more context of how I found it. So, I was on a website called 4chan, which is an image board, and it was just posted. Someone was like, "Hey, NASA has this footage in their archives," and like they're not talking about this. Um, there was I'm sure somewhere there is an article or something about this. As you can see from the video, it's from 2012, so good luck with Google nowadays to find some kind of deep science stuff from 2012. Um, so all I know is I found this on 4chan as the GIF version, and then I wanted to do more research to find out what it was, so I tracked down the actual video on the NASA archive to prove that it was real and I'm seeing what I'm seeing from what the GIF was showing. And I was able to find it, and it does show the supposed what I think is a gravity well. There's no NASA
Well,
wording
what
from.
is okay, let's back up. A gravity well. So you're saying something is a gravity well. What is a gravity well? What does that even mean?
Here is I. This is all gravity well. Perfect. This is going exactly how I want everything. We're having an awesome conversation because now we can look up things and start learning together, even if we disagree. Um, so, what is a gravity well? This is just a basic definition from of what's a gravity well from. I'll send you the link as well. This is where I'm going to read it from. I just picked the first link because it looked like it would give me a good academic definition. What is a gravity well? A gravity well is the pull of gravity that a large body in space exerts. The larger the body, the more mass, the more of a gravity well it has. The sun has a large or deep gravity well. Asteroids and small moons have much shallower gravity wells. Anything on a planet or moon is considered to be at the bottom of the gravity well. Entering space from the surface of a planet or moon means climbing out of the gravity well, something that often takes a huge amount of energy. The larger the planet or moon's gravity well is, the more energy it takes to achieve escape velocity and blast a ship off of it. I
This
would,
is
I
hilarious.
would
I mean, you cannot tell me that this does not sound like some kind of sci-fi fantasy
go off,
crazy.
go off. Tell me. I want you to go off.
I'm not trying to go off. I'm just saying you have to listen to yourself. Let's go backwards, okay? You have to know what we're saying. Gravity well. Okay, they might have some description that they've made up for some crazy thing that they say is happening that doesn't even exist, that nobody's actually experiencing. However, there are actual meanings to these words. Okay, it's called spelling. They put spells on us with this language. And so we have to back up. It doesn't matter what people think the word means. It matters what the word actually means, the facts. Okay, so the only way to see what the word actually means is to see the etymology of it, not the definition. The etymology is going to tell you what that word was created to mean, where it stemmed from, and the origination of that word and what it originally meant. Okay, not what it's been mutated to. So the word gravity, if you type in gravity and then you just type in the word etymology, you'll see that the word gravity just means weight. All it means is that we're heavier than the air. And that's why some things don't apply to gravity, quote unquote, because they are not heavier than the air. Like helium. Helium gets to float. We get to see balloons float in the sky because of they are lighter than the air. It's simple. It's not even that deep. Like this whole that's why I laugh when I hear these crazy explanations for wormholes and meteorites and gravity wells. Like, come on. That is some footage of some sperm and an egg. Straight up. That's all it is. And I mean, it's a GIF. It's not even really footage. You're just saying, okay, well, let me click the other thing that you sent me.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, a GIF is just an of an image that is super compressed and put into a form where you can load it up real quick.
Distorted. It's distorted. A
Yes.
GIF can be anything you want it. You can edit it, you can distort it, you can make it slow, you can make it colors, you can put a filter on it, just like any other picture or video
Ooh,
online
this
these
lead
days.
can. Ooh, okay, okay. I would love to respond. I want to respond because this is. I want to keep this conversation going. I think we have a really good thing going. I have a couple points. First, I want to go to etymology. Um, First thing I want to look up is when was the theory of gravity created? I just
I
want to
don't
look
know.
up.
This
I just want.
this
I'm
other
looking this
thing
up.
that you sent me, the second thing that you sent me, the first was the GIF, but then the second thing it's not opening for me. So I don't know what that was.
Oh, oh, am I?
Oh wait, I'm seeing it. It's just another computer generated thing. Okay.
Yes, that is the direct source. I'm just
Okay.
that was just
It's
the direct
another
source.
computer generated. These are all computer generated images. This is not real photography or real live raw
We can
footage. These
definitely
are
get into that. Okay, for first thing, I
computer.
want to bring this conversation to when you were because you mentioned etymology. I think that's a great thing that we can have a side conversation about. So I looked up when was the theory of gravity created because I think that is important for in the terms of etymology because before the theory of gravity, yes, the
I just
word could have
need
been
to
used differently,
read something
but
here.
language is always evolving. So, Sir Isaac Newton was an English mathematician, and he who had lived blah blah blah. So, 1642 through 1772. So that's when the theory of gravity was created during. That's Isaac Newton. So if we look up the etymology, when you brought up, so late 15th century, gravity from Old English or from Latin, gravitas, weight, seriousness. So my counter argument for the whole etymology thing is yes, before the theory of gravity, the word the word gravity, which had gone through multiple different renditions because of different languages and all that, it did mean something different. It did mean weight or seriousness. Gravitas obviously means seriousness, or heavy, because that definitely made sense. If you didn't know what gravity was, you would just think, hey, it's the weight or it's the density, because they don't know any better. And then when once they learned about the theory of gravity, they could apply that definition better to the word. That's my 2 cents on it. You got any you got any thoughts on that?
I just wanted to bring attention that you just keep exactly saying what it is, a theory. The theory of gravity. So somebody took the word and they just switched it and added some other words to it to make it kind of
Uh,
mean something else.
there is a thing to that as well. I did because I did look that up as well when I started a couple of days ago getting more into this flat Earth, a globe Earth thing. So there is a law of gravitation, and then there's a theory of gravity for how the celestial bodies interact with each other. The law of gravity, the gravity is a law when it comes to attractive forces, according to this, according to Socratic.org. Explanation. In physics, a law describes a natural phenomenon, but does not attempt to describe how it works. Newton's law of gravity Newton's law of gravitation describes the attractive force F between two bodies with masses, which are a distance. Where the g is the gravitational constant, this is the law. A theory is an explanation of how natural phenomenon. Einstein's general theory of relativity explains how gravity works by describing gravity as its effect of curvature of four-dimensional space-time. So that's talking about how the theory is that there's the fourth dimensional space-time, which is that's the theory. The law of gravitational attraction is a law.
Right. Okay. So when you're
Do you want
talking
me to send that to
about,
you?
huh?
I'm gonna send that to you. I'm sorry.
You
Continue on.
can. You can. Yeah, I got you. See, the thing is, though, that the laws of gravitational pull is that's more talking about energy. That's not really talking about the shape of the earth. That's still talking about like a metaphysical concept. Like you basically kind of like the laws of attraction. That's what the laws of gravity is. It's the laws of attraction. It's basically saying, well, you know, you are what you eat, you attract what you put out, your vibe attracts your tribe, those kind of things. Um, but when you're talking about the theory of gravity when it comes to the shape of the earth, we're not talking about something that's being in some invisible gravitational pulling thing. That's what people think gravity is. It's something pulling everything to the center of the earth, and that's how nothing flies off into space, even though they say that we're spinning and twirling and hurling and doing all of these things at these incredible speeds.
Hmm.
We're literally spinning, shooting, and hurling all at the same time. It's insane what they say that we're doing. Yet, there's just I have a lot of questions as far as like what they, but I mean the questions are there because I know why the questions are there, because what I'm perceiving to be reality is not what people are telling me is reality. And I'm like, hold on, what I'm experiencing and what I'm being told are two different things. So I stopped listening to what I was being told, and I started paying more attention to what I was experiencing.
Um,
And
can I make
yeah,
a? I have a quick retort, and then we can continue on to the next thing, so we don't just stand around talking about this forever. Um, so when you mentioned about, yes, the law of gravity does attribute to attraction, but that doesn't necessarily mean that that means we're on a spinning ball. I believe gravity wouldn't exist unless we were on a spinning imperfect sphere, because the way gravity exerts force, it's an object is going to naturally become a sphere if there's enough of that force present, which is going to happen if an object becomes big enough. Which is why when I showed you the picture of that sun, which let's pretend that it was real and not an egg or something, you could apply that to the sun, and that's why you see the gravity well, because it's naturally forming a sphere because there's so much gravity there. The force is just going to naturally create that shape. Do you have any? That's then. Do you have any response to that before we
I
continue?
mean, I just feel like it's just a made up concept. It sounds cool, but that's not, nobody can ever replicate that. Like if I
Mm-hmm.
put water in a bucket and I'm at the beach, okay? I was raised on the beach. I've done this tons of times. If you put water in a bucket and you fling it around, the water stays in the bucket. That's because of the velocity. It does not have anything to do with gravity.
Okay. Well, let's continue. I think we both made good points for our sides.
But do you know why that the water stays inside the bucket? Is because
When
there
you
is
spin it
it's
around,
contained. It's contained. It's being contained.
yes, yes, it is being contained. Let's continue on to the next point so we don't, because there's so many things that we're gonna talk about. Um, okay, you mentioned, and this is a big thing that flat earthers bring up, that it's CGI or the filters or the shades. I actually have a way I wanted to demonstrate that. And this is going to be a little silly. Just work with me here. I wanted to demonstrate that argument in World of Warcraft. Uh, Real quick.
Okay.
I'm gonna load it up. Maybe I can. This is gonna be tough. How to show it to you? I can take screenshots. I have to mute this game too. Mute. Okay. This guy is. We can get the most places here. So, why I want to bring up the filter thing is because I have this observation little thing. I have this whole little spiel. So, say we're looking at a bright object. I'm gonna find the sun. It's out here. Okay, here's the sun. And also another fun fact I want to bring up: World of Warcraft is the flat Earth model. So I was honestly just thinking about it and looking around. World of Warcraft is on a flat plane, and it is basically in a dome. It is in a dome. That's a skybox. The skybox is a dome, and
Okay.
it works exactly how the flat Earth would. 100%. So you can honestly recreate how a flat Earth would look in World of Warcraft, and but first the shade, because that is the shades. That's the easier one to talk about, because I'm really big about how my shades look in video games. So I'm looking at the sun, and right now it's late, so the sun isn't going to be really bright, and I believe World of Warcraft has multiple suns, so this is not a bright one at all. But I can turn on something called, I'm going to select a different reshade so I don't mess up my pretty one. Beta, beta mode. So I can enable something called tone map, or what's one that's going to change how everything looks? Filmic. Yes, Filmic Pass. If I turn Filmic Pass on and I increase its strength, I'm going to see if I can take. You're not able to see this, are you?
I mean, I can look at it for real quick because it's just kind of like delayed, and then yeah, there's no way to turn it down. Hold on, I have to turn you.
You know, I can mute myself in Discord, and you can just listen to me through that for this demonstration. Do you think that would work?
No, because it's delayed.
Oh,
So
that's fine. That's fine. If it, how far is it delayed?
it's like a few seconds. Hold on. Okay, so you're editing this photo.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna
What
mute
am I looking
myself,
for exactly?
and then I'll unmute myself when I'm done with my little spiel, because I'll make it a little brief. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So I am going to be looking at this mountain and this area. I'm going to bring up the strength of Filmic Pass, and you see different aspects of it. These are all aspects of the image, but now we're just seeing different aspects of it being enhanced or muted based on this effect. And my point to this is it still makes the object the same object. When I am looking at this mountain range and I bring this setting up or down, it is that doesn't discredit the fact that it is a mountain range. It just means I am seeing a different aspect, wavelength, or whatever. And that is the same theory, that is the same kind of idea when NASA takes an image. I don't have these effects in Reshade or installed. I do have these. There are filters that can do stuff like that. Um, Say they're looking at a star, like our star, the sun. They are applying a filter to it, much like if you're trying to look at night or you're trying to look in thermal or night vision to see different aspects of the star. It still makes the star a physical thing. It just means that you're seeing different aspects of it. Now I'm going to unmute myself again, and you can respond.
Oh, okay. So you're on here now? Hold on. Let me get back on here. I don't know where I'm at. Hello? Hello?
I hear. Oh, I hear you. I'm sorry. I muted myself.
Oh,
I
hey.
hear you.
No
I hear
worries.
you. I hear you.
Okay. Okay, so I see what you're saying, that you're like, oh, I mean, it's because I'm changing it. Doesn't mean it's not that place. But see, what NASA's doing is they're taking pictures of like deserts and then changing them and then saying that they're pictures of Mars. That's the point.
Okay. Well,
It's not they're not saying I'm not saying that,
in,
you
in
know,
that in that specific example, you may have something, but I think that is part of government and corporate corruption if that claim was true, because I almost believe that claim. But I don't think that believing that claim necessarily means that Mars doesn't exist. I just know that they could have tried doing that to get more funding or stuff like
I
that.
mean, Mars is just the name they put on a wandering star. If you look in the telescope, it just is a bright, sparkly star thing. And I don't think anyone's going there. I don't think that we've been to space. Space is what we are. We are space. We take up space. We create space. We hold space. You know, space is
Hmm.
not some place that we can't go, it's something that we control every day. You know, so we just have to change our way of thinking. Honestly, to me, it's just about collective consciousness and taking control of our lives. All these little details and stuff, they don't matter to me. You know, and I could stay here for hours and talk about it. I mean, I love picking my brain and picking other people's brains and trying to figure out, yeah, like, what's with this one and what's with that one. But I've done this for so long and for so many years, I got to where like I had to just get out of that because it was just like taking such a toll on me. And I'm glad that I'm kind of out of that now. I'm not super down the rabbit hole like I was. But yeah, I mean, maybe these things are important or not, but I think that just what matters is that we all can agree that we have some more serious issues to worry about. Yes, the
You're right
shape of
about
the earth
that.
matters. Shape of the earth matters. And how we determine how we're going to handle our issues kind of will come to that because of the fact of how much NASA makes per year. So this is why one of the issues is because they make so much money a year, they can't give us no raw footage. They can't give me a whole damn video of the entire perfect circle Earth spinning.
They have that, but you guys say it's CGI.
It is. What do you mean? They say it's CGI. It's CGI, but it has to be. Do you remember that one?
Okay, well, here is the next point I wanted to bring up. Uh, so, the World of Warcraft is the perfect flat Earth model. Here's one thing I noticed about this model. You could honestly see nearly as far as the eye can see with no any kind of form of curving, because there is no curving in the World of Warcraft. So I physically see what a flat Earth would look like, and I can, from my eyes, it looks different from what our world looks like. But the most telling, the extreme most telling point of this is you are always going to see a star in the same spot no matter where you are in here. Even if, like, because I think I read, I was watching another Globe Earth versus Flat Earth debate, and they were mentioning that, like, say you're at the North Pole versus South Pole, the stars, like, are inverted or something like that. So I just think I, I'm not, I'm not big on the star. I need to do more research into this to make sure everything I'm saying is 100% right. But I just believe the star formation in a flat Earth system would look different than the star formation in the way we see it now. Because here's one thing I was thinking of. If stars, so you don't think things? Do you think things are like light years away? How far do you think like those things that we say stars are?
So to me, that term light year doesn't it's non-existent. Okay, I don't even believe that a light year is the thing.
Yeah. How far do
Um,
you think it
like I said,
is?
that's another one of those spells. That's just another one of those spells. It's a beautiful word. I love the word. I don't think we should quit using it. I just want us to make sure that we're using it in the proper context. When we think of waves, okay, that's kind of what a light year is a wave particle, okay? It's a light wave particle, and they have supposedly determined how far and fast it can go. So, in determining this, does it matter? I don't know. Look, this is all this is all that matters to me. Okay, we have been humans for millions of years, and we still have not figured out food, water, and shelter. We
But
have to do better.
but I'm just curious how far do you think those specks in the sky are? Like how far do you think?
I don't think that they're as far as that we think. I think that the sun and the moon are much closer than we have been led to believe. And I honestly, like, I really don't think that everything is as structured and just so like we think.
I was
Some things
thinking.
there is just no answer for. Like, honestly, you know what I think that we are on a living organism. Okay, the earth is alive. The trees, the fungi, the moss, the flowers, the fish, the ocean, the bacteria in the ocean, everything, the sky, everything is alive and breathing in some way or another. And so I feel like that the earth is a direct reflection of us. I don't even believe in the dome thing. Like, I'm not that, I just don't think it's that tangible. You know what I'm saying? I
Okay,
think it.
I need to interject for a moment. Here's my secondary thought that also goes along with that main part of that thought. So, assuming those specks in the sky are not as far as we say they are, we do know that from one end of the flat Earth, that you say is the flat Earth, together we both know it doesn't matter flat Earth or globe Earth. We both know it takes forever to get from Illinois to Texas. It's going to take forever to get from Illinois to Texas if you're driving.
Hold on now. Hold on. What's your version of forever though? Because,
Hours.
like, I'm a
Hours.
driver. Huh?
I'm okay. I know. I love driving too. That wouldn't be forever to me, but it's like hour. It's like going to be like at least 5 hour drive, at least a 6 hour drive.
Like, I literally drive from Florida to South Carolina multiple times a week, back and forth in one night.
Okay. Well, let's.
So to
It,
me, it's nothing. Driving is not. That's why I'm saying it's all perspective, honey. It's all
okay.
perspective.
Well, minus the wording that I used, my point is
But the wording matters because that's the spells.
okay. Well, I'll try to phrase in a way that works best for you.
We have to
Let's
say what we
say
mean and mean what we say.
let so from Illinois to Texas is going to be. I'm going to look that up. I'm going to look that up right now. Illinois to Texas, just a random.
Just some random information.
It's
But you
14
like
hours. 14 hours.
in one
So if
conversation, I'm so glad I know how long that takes now.
so if it's 14 hours and the stars are not, or whatever they are not that far. I believe if you drove from Illinois to Texas, it should almost be like a rolling batch of stars. Like you shouldn't be seeing the same star that you're seeing from Illinois if you're in Texas. You should be seeing a different star completely. A different set of
Wait,
stars.
what are you saying? Wait, what's the scenario again?
If uh I wonder if I can. I'm gonna try to use MS Paint to um show my point, and then I can paste it over to you because I think that would be the best way for me to
Oh, I have
explain this.
another question. What if I like can I go live with you on YouTube?
Yes, you certainly can.
Hold on. I'm not paying for it, but I do have the app. Live chat. I'm on there. Hey. Okay, so you're on here now? Hold on, let me go back on here. I don't know where I'm at.
Well,
I was so lost for a minute.
I see your stream, but I don't have it loaded
Oh, I
up, so
gotta
don't
catch
worry.
up too. Hold on. Live chat.
Oop, I gotta mute this.
Live chat.
I had you echoing for a moment. I'm new to this as well. Here, I'm gonna while you're setting that up, let me know when you got it, and I'll full screen it. When I'm new to this as well. You can hear me, right? Okay. Oh, I got probably. Okay.
Um, I don't know. Hold on. I can hear you, but I don't know what I'm hearing you on.
I hear you. Can you can hear me, right? Because I hear you now. Oop. Uh-oh. We lost our friend. Uh-oh, we lost our friend. This is very. No wonder some people have teams doing this. We gotta get our friend back. Oh no, where's our friend? think our friend. Can you hear me, friend? I think you should be good if you should be able to join. Okay. So, man, I don't want to explain this without our friend being here. Flat Earth Goddess. This is a point. Oh, hello. Yay. Yay. We got it working.
Okay, cool.
Awesome.
I don't know. You will have to invite me and do. Is there a way we could like video chat live on the YouTube? That's just what I was thinking, but I don't know how to ask
You know
myself.
what? I just see something now that you called me, it's allowing me to I can do this. I just thought of this. This is going to be and I think you can mute this specifically and without muting me.
Oh,
Does this help?
Discord will like to access. Hold. Oh shit. Hold on. Cancel. Cancel. Hold on. What am I doing? Okay.
Our technical mishap was not that long, so this is the first time. I've seen bigger YouTubers do worse. Are you able to see this and hear me now?
I can see you and hear you. It says stream paused on the top part.
Oh. Oh.
Um,
I have to have that stream. We just pause this preview to save you. Do you see this? The
I
paint.
see it.
Perfect. Okie dokie. So, if stars or whatever they are not that far, I made a model what I believe it would look like from a person's perspective if they were not
Okay.
that far. So this person at this part of the flat Earth should like be seeing different sets of stars for a person on the other side of the flat Earth, and if they were rolling through an area, like they were driving, like say that distance from Illinois to Texas, I believe that you should see the stars rolling with you, like the roads like rolling by you, like the world's rolling by you when you're driving. You see a cactus dry you pass by the cactus the same I believe the same kind of thing would be applied to the stars. You would see a star go by, you'd pass by a star because they wouldn't be that far.
I mean, hold on. Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I had to take that stream thing off because it was like a delay and I just kept hearing myself after myself.
Oh.
Um, so I get what you're saying, but at this point it's just like a bunch of guessing. But honestly, like the stars have been constant for years. That's why they're called constellations, because they're constant. They've been documented for ages. So the stars basically like are always the same, but they still change throughout the night. So even if the stars were still in the same place, they're not going to be in the same place, if you know what I mean, because they shift throughout the night. So there's so much that we have to observe here, and the documentation, if we just sit down and say, okay, the only way to really figure that one out is to say where you're at, where is the star, what
What do you think
time is
attributes for
it,
this shift?
because I think that the earth is breathing. I don't think that we ourselves are spinning. I think the sky is moving, the stuff in the sky is moving, but I don't think that we are moving.
What do you mean by like the Earth is breathing though?
Like, I mean, collective consciousness, like we're making it happen. Like, I have such a different view about what I think is really going on.
Hmm.
And it's out there, man. I mean, but that's the beautiful thing of life, is that we're supposed to be able to experience it the way that we want and believe in the things that we want, right?
Do you
So
see my screen by any? Do you see my browser?
I can hold on.
Because here's another thing I wanted to show you. Um,
I just see a screen that says it shows the screen and your arrows moving.
hmm. Maybe if
Okay,
I
there's
do,
the thing.
maybe if I minimize this. Okay, do you see this? Do you see this browser now?
It still looks. I mean, I see the screen, but it's just a screen. I don't know what I'm supposed to be seeing.
Hmm. Yeah, it's the Discord screen share. I gotta maybe if I do this. Here we go. It's just due to my technical ignorance why you weren't seeing anything. Now do you see
Okay.
something?
Yes.
Perfect.
Okay. Good.
Okay, so
Better.
these are an amateur astronomist. These are things that you can buy and use for yourself and get the same results if you wanted to. And I'm probably going to try this out myself because I want to start looking at stuff. And honestly, that's not that much money. Um,
Yeah, that's cool.
so, using this device that we see does not cost that much. Oh wait, this one does cost a lot. Two options, 1,600. Oh, that's not so bad. That's a good day in crypto. Okay, so it's 1,600. So it's pretty good. It's gonna be pretty good. It's a pretty good consumer telescope. I'm gonna say. This is like having like a 3090 graphics card. It's gonna be pretty beastly. So using this device, he was able. Let's turn that noise off. He was able to view all all these objects. Let's look at planets because that's more. So this is like the moon, and let's find. So we have Mars. That's not. It's not a good image of Mars because of the time he. Here we go, Jupiter. This is better because it's easier to spot Jupiter. So we can observe these planets, and he took like images and he just like put the images together. That's why it looks a little. The frames look weird. Those are just images of it rotating. So we see it rotates, and we can see it's a ball and everything. I just feel like this is just really good evidence for everything being a ball and gravity existing, and this proves that planets are what we believe they are, because this is something that you can like buy and look at yourself. It's just he's using some things to also take its image so we can see it from his camera. And then
Okay, but we're still talking about things that we're looking at up there, right? Just because that's what we're seeing, that doesn't mean that's what we are.
but what about this though? Because this is live footage. I'm gonna mute this. This is live footage, and we can see that it's a ball. Like this is our planet.
No, not necessarily. You know, there's this thing called a fisheye lens. Have you heard of it?
Yes, but I do not. This even if you were using a fisheye lens, which I don't believe that all these are fisheye lenses, people definitely would use, in some
That's a
situations,
green
would
screen
use.
right there. That's a damn green screen right there and a fisheye lens. So that's this guy. This is just a guy sitting on his thing, and then behind him is a screen. And they put that image, that video on the screen behind him.
This is
Simple.
it's definitely not green screen, but if this was a fisheye lens, which it could be, that would only be because there are images of here of different sources because it has different sources. Why I believe you do see fisheye lenses from space is because, like, say one of these guys is using it as a GoPro. Like, I think this guy has a camera attached to him right now. I don't even know if this is a fisheye lens. It might not be. Honestly, it doesn't honestly look like a fisheye lens.
This
But
is silly. None of this looks real to me.
if you would to use a fisheye lens, it would be for safety reasons because it would help you have a better field of view. If you were viewing that footage for a person from like a safety perspective, like you're monitoring them, you'd be able to see around them easier because obviously it would be dangerous. And yeah, it would. I mean, it definitely does look weird because there's no atmosphere or anything. So things are definitely going to look different. And it looks like the sun's really hitting the satellite.
So, yeah, the sun's definitely closer than we've been told. That thing is not no 90 million miles away right there. You
No,
just pointed it out yourself.
no, it's just the sun's really bright, and there's no atmosphere, so it's definitely going to be getting all of that brightness. I mean,
Do you know what the word atmosphere means?
I can go look up the exact definition. Let's go look up the exact definition.
And it's not to.
The envelope of gases surrounding the Earth or another planet, the pervading tone or mood of a place, situation. Let's look up the etymology. Okay. Mid 17th century from modern Latin atmosphere. From the Greek atmos, vapor, sphera, ball, globe. I don't know, that just makes me feel like only more
It's
confident.
it's a vapor ball, a water ball. Vapor is water.
Well, yeah, that's what it derives from. Because if you didn't know too much about it, like back in the day, then it would just be like vapor because that's what it, and so, that's what's around us a lot of times, like mist and stuff that happens. So like you're in Europe and it's misty because I'm sure there's areas in Europe where it's misty all the time. You're like, oh yeah, atmos vapor, and that all makes sense to me. It just like that kind of like evolution of the word and how it changed. But I don't think that means that it's not true.
That what's not true.
That the Earth is that the Earth is flat. I don't think that makes okay. I don't think that makes the just because the meaning of the word atmosphere is like gone through evolutions and stuff. It doesn't mean that the Earth is flat. I just think that means that words have changed over time.
Oh, okay. Well,
That was my thing on that. Yeah, you got any other things to bring up?
yeah, just that we need to like be taking care of our neighbors, and we need to get healthy and focus on um figuring out how we're gonna fix the homeless problem.
Um, oh, I'm curious. What are your opinions on the homeless problem?
I mean, it's a big issue and there's no reason for it. There's lots of systematic ways that we can actually pretty much figure it out overnight, but I mean, that would take like a mass awakening. Otherwise, I would just say, mm, I have some of my own ideas of what I'm going to do, um, and what other people can do. We have to grow food everywhere, first of all.
What are your
And
opinions on? Do you think the government's like stopping a lot of that? I think they are
I
definitely.
mean, I'm not saying that the government's in on it, but I am going to say that I do know that at Jack's Beach, if you go try to sleep under the pier, that they bring the paddy wagon around and load them up and take them downtown. You aren't allowed to sleep on the beach.
Well, I don't know. I kind of feel like you shouldn't be able to sleep on the beach unless you are like a citizen of like like you're contextually, if it contextually makes sense. I don't think that a homeless, like a person who is just homeless, should be able to sleep on the beach because I think that there's better things that can be done about that. But I think you should be
Well,
able
they
to sleep
shouldn't
on the
have
beach.
to sleep on the beach. They shouldn't have to sleep on the beach, but there's nowhere else for them. So yeah, I think that we could the least we could do is let them sleep on the beach peacefully.
I feel like there's places for them to go, and it depends on, and especially
You
with
can
COVID
feel
and
like that, man.
everything.
Listen,
It's
listen. You can feel like that all day, but it's just not true. It's just not true. There's nowhere for them to go. They get run off from everywhere. If they don't stay moving, they get loaded up and taken downtown. That's
well,
just the facts.
no,
People
no, I
don't
agree
like
with you,
homeless
and I
people,
disagree with
and
you
it's
because
ridiculous.
I feel like nowadays it's with all this COVID nonsense. It's in some situations there is nothing. There absolutely isn't anything. So they definitely don't have a choice. But in other situations, the choices are there, and it's a matter of mental health.
Well, that's why I'm saying if you don't get your sleep, man, you can just say bye bye to your mental health. You understand me? There's no way to rehabilitate yourself if you're not at least getting your rest. And there's no way for homeless people to get their rest because they can't even sleep peacefully anywhere. You're not allowed to sleep in your vehicle. That's a law. You're not allowed to sleep on the beach. You're not allowed to loiter. You're not allowed to sleep anywhere. There's not enough rooms in the homeless shelters, and you can't have a job. Like, you have nowhere to get a shower. You can't sleep because even if you do find a little spot, you got to worry about the cops finding you or rolling up on you, or somebody finding you and taking your stuff, or an animal coming after you because you're like in the wild or found some weird spot in the woods. But really, like, there is nowhere for homeless people to go to get any rest. And if they do go to get a homeless shelter one night, yeah, they got to worry about their stuff getting stolen. They got to get there at a certain time. They got to leave at a certain time. It's not a great experience being homeless, man. There's
I
just
think it's
no
a
option.
compounding issue because there's so many
I don't
root
know what that
causes.
means.
I think there's such a deep root cause to it that it's creating all these secondary problems. And I have very harsh opinions on the secondary problems, but the root issue needs to be resolved, which would fix all those secondary issues. The secondary issues being homeless people exist, homeless people need a place to sleep, people don't want to be surrounded by homeless people, so there's a lot of different issues, a lot of different people with a lot of different feelings, and there's no way to get everyone on the same page, but there's a way to fix the root issue, which is a lot of homeless people, in my opinion. And I think one of them is just promoting strong family units, promoting people being self sufficient. The school system is a big part of it because they don't give you any working skills. It's just kind of some of it feels a little useless social henpecking instead of actually trying to get someone who obviously doesn't care about being learning about algebra 5 or whatever. They
Right.
There's a better way to get them learning. Like teach them a skill. And, maybe down the line if they know something and valuable to their life, maybe they might learn an algebra later on because it applies to them now. But it's harder
Yeah,
to teach something if it doesn't apply to them.
that's true.
So
I
that's why
can.
I have such harm. I am harsh on homeless people because, and I also used to be homeless myself. Um, Only because of my personal experiences, I have harsh opinions on them, and I know it does sound harsh, but I don't view all homeless people harshly. Just some of them.
Yeah, I mean, I've watched people like that. I mean, me too, and I've been homeless, but like, it's just such a rough journey. And like, I feel like just the whole system's messed up. And that's one thing I think we can all agree on. That's what I was saying. Like, we definitely have a lot of issues in this world. Like, we need to start caring for our neighbors, our neighborhood. Like, I've watched this one girl in particular, okay? There's a lot of homeless people around where I live. There's one girl in particular that when she started hanging around there, she was like this nice girl. Now she is all lost all kind of weight. She's skin and bones. She looks like a hot mess. She's definitely on something. And like it's just a mess. It's sad to see that. And I'm like, I wish I had some way to help her, but I don't. I don't. And then there's this other lady, and she's just so desperate for some change. She's getting her rake out there. Okay, she's out there literally with a rake in the median, talking about at least I can rake the median, like trying to be useful somehow. And then there's just people everywhere. There's freaking people on meth everywhere, and it's just so bad. So yeah, we have more to worry about than arguing about things. Like we need to start coming together, and we need to figure out ways that we're gonna, you know, promote more health for people because yeah, I mean people are getting sicker and sicker, and that's not good. We need to be healthy. Our communities need to be growing food everywhere.
Yeah, I think powers out there are trying to do everything they can to make sure people aren't healthy or happy.
Of course. Of course.
It's
They get
definitely a big
so much
problem.
money. They get so much money from people being sick.
And definitely the medical system. I don't trust the medical system. I have a really bad
Me
thing that happened
neither.
to me recently that made me not trust the medical system. Um, my mother died, and I don't think that they gave her the correct treatment at the hospital for COVID. They
Wow.
said she died of COVID. Like the COVID, she had COVID and then she died of secondary issues. And there
Yeah.
were things that I believe could have helped her. That when prov- told to them, they said that they would not do that or they could not do that because of policy, whatever. You should let
Mm.
them do whatever, especially if family gives you permission. You should be able to do whatever the hell you want to save someone's life.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's
I'm
definitely
really
so many
sorry, man, that
problems.
happened.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, that sucks. My mom died, but not that it was a few years ago before the COVID, but she still died and like I felt like that too, like that the hospital and the people in there, they didn't really like where they weren't urgent, like they didn't really do like what they could have done and then they waited too late and then she just died of septic shock and it was like, well, that was that. It was just so sudden and all of a sudden and it was just like, wow, I still can't believe it. But yeah, we're all on this journey. We need to figure out a way to come together. I mean, it's not even you, man. It's I have flat earthers coming after me. You know what I'm saying? You got like there's so much division within the flat earth community alone. That's why I started my movement. I'm trying to get people unified and let's focus on what can we really do to rebuild ourselves, and we have to start taking matters into our own hands.
Yeah, I agree. Well, you seem like just a level-headed, sane, normal person, and I just feel like there's a lot of division.
Thanks. Yeah.
There's just a lot of division in general in like these online communities, and it's not just a flat Earth
Yeah.
thing. It's one of these niche community things where even like on globe side, I mean, there's globe people who will get extremely competitive with each other because there's things like electric universe and stuff, and people will be like that's completely fake, and other people believe in it, and it attracts personalities. There's personalities that
Yeah.
these communities attract, and I mean, I honestly, as I said, I've been contacting people every day. I mean, all day today, trying to get someone to talk to about this, and people are telling me to pay them. you're the
Oh my
you're the first
gosh.
flat earther who honestly was like, "Yeah, I'll talk," and then actually follow through without like blocking me or ghosting me.
Yeah, well, a lot of us are, you're either going to get the ones that have been doing this for a really long time and we're just tired of wasting our time on it. And then you're going to get the ones that are, that's why I was like, I'm going to just get to the point. Like, I don't care about none of this, all this extra little bull crap. I don't care. This is what I'm trying to get to. But really, I mean, the new people who are just coming into the movement want to know about it. Yeah, let them research it. Let them learn about it. Let them talk about it. Let us, we can do interviews and stuff like that. That's fine. I definitely don't believe in the paying for thing, which is kind of why I'm in this little tiff with some recent flat earthers that have some stuff going on that they're charging people for. And I don't think they should be charging flat earthers if they really care about flat earth. It's just like all this back and forth. And I'm just like, really, we're all on our own journeys. We're all on our own journeys. I just have to, like, even myself, take a step back and just say, okay, like, their experiences is not my experience. And that's the beautiful thing about life. And that's why I strongly believe that we we do this ourselves. We create this existence ourselves. And we do it so that we can experience we created these vessels so that we can experience this life in multiple ways at one time. And I don't know. At this point, it's like anyone ready to focus on solutions, you're good with me.
Yeah, I agree. Um, and I don't know. I literally had a thought, but I forgot.
Sorry.
But there definitely are a lot of things out there that are definitely more important than this conversation. And I also have my fun opinions about the universe that a lot of globetrotters don't believe in. Like, there's the Purple Dawn theory, which is about where Earth rotated Saturn and our original solar system got intercepted by what we say is the sun, or the Diehold theory, where the universe is an information based universe instead of a matter based universe, and suns have clock cycles of 12,000 years where they micronova, and the micronova causes an apocalyptic style event, where a lot of our apocalyptic myths come from. That's a fun theory that I like looking into. So, but
Yeah,
hey,
that's cool. You can send me some stuff on them things. That I always like to see what kind of things and ideas are out there, because maybe it's a little bit of all of them, you know?
hmm hey, do you want to show me those your app? You want to just show off your app?
Sure. Um, I don't think. Hold on. Let me do the. Oh, share my screen. Okay, here we go.
Well, I don't see it yet.
Okay.
Is it saying that you're screen sharing?
Not yet.
Oh,
Share screen. Boom. Oh, start. Okay. Okay. It says I'm sharing.
perfect. Okay, I should be able to hear you
Can
and
you see it?
yes, and I can hear you. Perfect. Oh shit, can you not? Oh no, I muted myself. Can you hear me? I think I muted myself.
Oh, yeah, I can hear you now.
I thought
You
I
can
was
see my
muting you.
screen.
I thought I was muting your video, but I muted myself.
Oh, whoops.
Okay.
But I'm good now.
Yes, you can go ahead and show off everything. I'll be quiet.
Okay, so this is the Flatties app, and this is all about unifying FE. And I have this little section for merch. You can put, like, if anyone has any truther merch, conscious type wear accessories. I'm also going to be putting some get a cool hemp products on here soon. Kava, Kratom, stuff like that. Video section. So, I mean, it's very new. This app is super new. So, if anyone has any super cool, good conscious videos, like, it doesn't have to be a flat Earth video. It could be like Baraka. Like, I have this one. You know, I love Baraka. Samsara's other one of Baraka sequel. And then Sacred Cow Living is my personal health and wellness website. And I talk a lot about alkaline over acid and histamines and stuff like that. And I have this tab that I talk about cleansing and detox. This is the what to eat list. This is my most important page. This page talks about what to eat. It's the high alkaline, low histamine foods that are optimal for health. And of course, always reverse osmosis water. And then I have my little story why I went vegan, why I choose plant based. Barrel of Loves, like this cool nonprofit that we have for Jamaica, and absolutely adore Jamaica. It's like one of my favorite places ever. And so we definitely will be doing retreats there. And I'm in Florida. We're planning a Unify FE Fest. So let me go back to the app. So Ice Wall Radio, there's nothing on there right now, but that is to be there soon. And that's for just like Truther Radio. We can do debates and whatever on there too. Post anything. We can post any of these videos too from YouTube on this top vid section. And then the event section, any kind of events with flat earthers or flat earth meetups, flat earth debates, live debates, anything that you want to put on there for events. And the FE social. So this is a really cool section. I'm really excited about this. This is where we have the flat earth stuff. This is for only flat earthers and people who are flat curious, okay? You can go like people, you can find people's page. Let's see. You can follow them with that little tab in the corner. So we're putting this app, great community. So it's all about just conscious living. And I mean, obviously everyone on here is flat earthers. And so it is an app for people who are into flat earth. But my overall concept is to unify people for solutions and to create basically like harmonious answers to things instead of all the arguing and the division. So that's pretty much it for now.
And that's actually a very impressive app. That's
Thank you.
awesome that you've created that. I love seeing people create these things, and I wish I could do something like that myself. It's obviously going to get better. I just know, and I hope people, if you're into flat Earth or you're flat Earth curious, or if you even like a Glober, just go there and if you're a Glober, be nice and be flat Earth curious when you're
Yeah,
there.
anyone can go in there and ask questions. Part of the reason why I created this app too is because we're really sick of getting our content removed. And that's a really great place. Like you said, those videos from years ago are hard to find now. So if that would be cool, if eventually if you could find the actual video of what that is, let's figure out, is it a sperm or is it a black hole or is it what is that thing? But if we can just get together, put this good stuff on there. I mean, oh, there's so many videos I need to put on there. Even the Zeitgeist, the Zeitgeist is kind of promoting planet stuff, but it's a really good movie. It just wakes people up, it gets people thinking. So we don't want to lose these things. So I'm sick of getting my content removed. I'm sick of losing all the good videos. So we're going to put all that stuff on there and linking people, if Sally down the road and she's a conscious thinker and all that and whatever, she's a bartender or whatever, owns a shop, you're going to support that person, so go local. And part of it is bringing it into the communities. So
Yeah, I think more of this needs to happen because this even happens to me because I'm also in communities that are heavily scrutinized as well, like in my political communities. Because if you have anyone who could be watching this who has watched my previous videos, easy way to say it, I supported Trump in 2016 and I support my nation and my people, and I'm not. I want everyone who's currently in America to thrive, and that doesn't mean I don't believe that we should just be letting in everyone into our country. Let's have the people we have now and help them out, and then bring in the successful people. But that's why I love what you're doing because for your community, you get to have a platform where you can say whatever you want, and you're not going to have to worry about some suit at the top or some pencil pusher, some tech giant telling you that your opinion is a no go. Because that's
yeah.
I'm banned. I've been banned off Twitter. I'm permanently banned off Twitter. Facebook just let me back after years of being so permanently banned. Anyone who would use if you can't you wouldn't be able to use any of my devices. Anyone who logged in from any of my devices for the longest time could be also permanently banned. Um, they didn't like me at all. I'm lucky YouTube keeps me around, but I've been on thin ice because they go through my old videos and they find things that they don't like that they used to like. And it's messed up.
This happened to me too. Yeah, this happened to me too. Even just recently, like I had a TikTok that had 10,000 followers. It wasn't even didn't have nothing to do with flat earth. And they still banned it. Like because they are trying to find any way to silence us. And if we start getting any little bit of attention that we can draw these people over to our other movements, they're not going to let that happen. So, yeah, the more power we can put in our own hands, the better. And same thing. Yeah, I've been had entire profiles removed, all my content, all that stuff. And it's frustrating because this content takes time and energy to make, and those followers take time to build. And then those people, they're like, they don't even know that they lost you. A lot of those people that, unless they're specifically looking for you, they don't realize you're not in their news feed anymore. So yeah, people don't. I'll have 5,000 friends on Facebook and post some important stuff, and I don't even get 2 likes. I'm like, I know nobody's seeing this. Everyone would be liking this if they were really seeing it, but that's just the way it is. So we just have to keep on keeping on, and just us talking about it, me and you doing this and having this conversation right here is us winning. We are making a difference, even if nobody's listening to this. I don't know if anyone's been tuning in or not. I'm not watching that part, but
I was seeing
everything.
people type things in chat.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, we just got to keep on keeping on, and finding that middle ground. Yeah, we might not always agree on stuff, but us arguing over whether or not that stuff is real in any way, shape, or form, anyways, is them winning. NASA's winning because we're just arguing over if their content's even real or not. I'm winning because so and so is saying my name. That's what it's about. It's all about that attraction, that energy. I was talking about that laws of attraction. Some of it's not even a bad thing. If someone's talking crap about you, that could still be good for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well,
Someone
I
else
think
is going to hear that.
a big part of NASA, I also think NASA hides things for other reasons because we
Yeah,
both have different opinions of NASA, but also sometimes the same. Because I also believe that they hide things and stuff. Um, I believe if the government was more friendly and more transparent, and our agencies were more transparent, you would see something by NASA and you wouldn't think, "Oh, they lying?" because you have more trust in them. If people don't have trust in you, then of course people are gonna start trying to obviously think for themselves. Everyone's gonna. Most people, hopefully, you're gonna start thinking for yourself at some point, and you're doing it. I'm doing it. Um, so I just think if NASA and other government agencies would stop being assholes or stop being corrupt and be more transparent, we wouldn't have people arguing about whether the Earth is a flat or a globe because we would all know what it is.
exactly. Yeah, I think there's just a lot more things going on that we don't realize and we don't know. Like, I don't even think existence is a shape. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that the earth even really is a necessary shape. I think that it's like I said, it's just collective consciousness, and this is ours, and we created this. And it's like almost like I describe it like a line in a TV, like an old TV. You turn it on or off, and it got that bloop, and it's like bloop, and it like does the line across the middle. Like that's our existence. And consciousness, it either expands, contracts, opens, closes, all this based on our thinking, our oneness, our vibration, how we're raising it or not, or we're stooping to lower levels. So I think there's a lot to be said about the fact that there are high altitude planes and there's high um weather balloons, all these things they can take up there. But if there I really do feel like if, like, say, a million people all held hands and focused on levitating, I think we could levitate. I think it's all about remembering, and them taking the knowledge away from us.
Well, that'd be really cool if we could do stuff like that. I think that about wraps it up though, because it's getting pretty late. I'm sure it's getting late for you. It's almost
Yeah,
midnight
it is
for me.
late. I'm ready to wrap it up too, and I really appreciate this conversation and thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome, man. Thank you, because I'm so happy we had such an awesome one because we got to talk over a lot of things and we both learned. I feel like we both learned from each other, or at least we learned each other's point of views better.
Yes. And I don't know anything about War of Warcraft, so, like, I'm sorry I couldn't relate to you on that stuff. But I get it. I've been seeing those posts and stuff about it, how it's like got a lot of flat Earth stuff in there. So they're trying to tell us stuff, and it's fun. It's
Oh, you
funny
saw a
when you
post? I
start
didn't even
really
know
paying
that.
attention.
I just literally thought of that last night. I had no clue other people thought that too.
The World of Warcraft thing. Oh my gosh, I'm always seeing memes and all kind of stuff about it.
Wow. Well,
Yeah,
that about wraps it up then. I hope you have a good rest of your night, Flat Earth Goddess, and